Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today, Bankrupt joined once again by Jimmy and Matt.
Hey everybody.
God damn it.
Orders, man. Orders. Today's
Ah.
matchup is Matt versus Steve. Steve couldn't join us today, so I got Jimmy here to help out with kind of just watching plays and going over what's happening to the best of our knowledge. I don't think either one of us played Steve, but I think we're both familiar with the deck Steve is trying to go with. It's SS3 Goku, which just restands up to 6 energy. You play SS4 to get draw 4.
So I did play Steve.
Did you?
I sure did. So I played this deck. I played it on this night, and I've also played against this deck and actually played his actual build of the deck.
Okay.
So I'm fairly familiar with what's going on the SS3 side.
Awesome. And Matt's playing Vegito set 2, which is, if I recall, a take on Fluffs, but definitely made in your version.
Yeah, my deck is different than Fluff's. It only uses yellow solely for Almighty Resistance. It's a simplified version. I also run...
That's the exact same reason why Fluff plays yellow, but go on.
Yeah. Well, never mind then. But you will see that I just played the Vegeta, which allows you to take a life and give him double strike, 15k. I do not believe Fluff runs him, and I think he's great for early aggro, especially against blue, which is you need to do as much damage to it as early as humanly possible.
Getting rid of that pretty early on isn't bad. That way he has to worry about wasting a swing towards it. But if I recall correctly, Vegito now can just awaken on turn 2 using the Z battle card.
Yes, and if memory serves, well, we'll watch the game unfolds, but it's you have to be very careful to make sure you have the correct cards in your Z energy, and that you're charging the correct cards as well. You have to have at least, well, you don't have to, but the Z battle card that you use to awaken on turn 2 only gets barrier if it has if there's a Goku or Vegeta in the Z energy. While it does have deflect, there are Jimmy, what was the hit counter that it gets around? It both KOs, or it removes the battle card being played and then KOs another battle card.
5-drop hit that comes to 3 dropped in your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Hit Deadly Vanguard?
Yeah, so the barrier is helpful.
Yeah, ain't nobody running that shit.
Yeah, you see it from time to time.
That card butt cheeks.
Like you see right now that I have a testing the opposition charged, which is just due to a complete lack of options. Like you only want to charge Gokus and Vegetas.
Polymorphic Katara, just like we're seeing almost like the perfect storm for Vegito, where it's had so many promos from over the years that it's finally all coming together with the new Z battle cards and the Z leader. And like looking back on it, it's almost like Polymorphic Patora was like a little too good of a card for the deck now that we got all these other options. But I think it's more than fine, because it's good to see Vegito shine.
I will say I don't know what Steve's experience is with Vegito, but man, blue has, I think, a good counter for that card, because it plays the cards and you can just play Desperate Measures to just get rid of the cards before they even hit the board. But I don't know what his experience is with that deck, or if he runs those cards in his deck.
That raises a timing question. Now he's not.
It's a blind play, so pretty much you activate the effect. They have to resolve counter window 1 before you play your cards, and if they wait to counter window 2, then only cards that hit in counter window 2 will hit those cards.
Okay.
There is a gone.
Oh, never mind.
There is a very fun interaction with a card that recently got limited, Yamcha Merciless Barrage, with Union Patara, where on the play or the announcement that you are going to Union Patara, you can counterplay with Yamcha and target the 2 fusion pieces. And when they're stacked on top of each other, those negs will stack as well. and completely neg out your Vegito coming into play because you're negging 30,000 essentially, which is a very interesting interaction and something that so rarely comes up and will now probably not really ever come up again outside of like with the Videl, but not many people are running the Videl in red right now. But one of those fun interactions.
I mean, hitting Yamcha definitely solved that issue. Like if they would have left Yamcha not limited, Vegito wouldn't stand a chance getting close because if it plays against a red deck, the chances of it surviving was very slim.
Mm-hmm. Certainly.
Now, this was a game where frankly, the reason I was not able I think you're about to see me try to awaken here. I would have liked to have done it on turn 2, and I think he has played Vegito before because he was, if I recall correctly, negating my swings to deprive me of the Z energy in my or to deprive me of the ability to combo to get cards in my Z energy. So he definitely knew, to limit your opponent's ability to swing.
This particular build of SS3, I'm not super familiar with the more meta builds, but this particular build is basically just put a floodgate on build every single turn. So it's pretty normal for him to counter everything that comes out in some way, which is very, very annoying to play against this deck, I will say.
Also, that's some serious bad luck. The fact that you've had to charge 2 extra cards. I mean, I do see another Vegeta in your hand, and I get why you don't want to charge that one, but that's crazy.
It hasn't been ideal.
What are your? Do you know how many Goku and Vegetas do you have in your deck?
I think 12 of each. No, it may not be that high. No, I think it is 12 of each. But I'm also at 54 cards. Like right now, I'm not being particularly aggressive. I do not have Power of Potara. I pulled it way back in set 7, and then during the PSA grading phase during COVID, I think I sold mine for like 150. So I do not have it. So I am running Realm of the Gods Vegeta SCR, and right now at this point he's got his Boo out. And I'm relatively resigned to just kind of screwing around and buying time and going into turn 4 with the intention of killing that damn Boo and critting him alive with Realm of the Gods SCR Vegeta. Mm-hmm. So that's why, I'm not trying to get, any Gogetas out right now because there's not a whole lot of point with that Boo Unison.
If only you could run the Vegeta Unison to do a little bit of energy fixing there.
Yeah, the energy is atrocious. I mean, it's just, and I'm not, it's not misplays. It's just I literally did not have a lot of options.
Yeah.
It gets better as the game goes on. It gets dramatically better as the game goes on. But right now, it's gross. The other thing I was thinking about, in the context of Vegito, was just how obscene it would be if you could still use Bean on offense. That would be deeply problematic with this Vegito deck.
That is a very slippery slope, and I think the Bean errata as it's set, and thinking about like all the ways it's been abused and can still be abused, it makes so much more sense why the card had to be errated to limit its potential, because in a deck like this you could just be slamming Vegetos all day, and that's just a little gross when you have access to every color.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. I mean, it's a draw. He's digging for something.
I think he's digging for something at this point. And I'm trying to remember the I don't know what exactly he is digging for, but he's definitely digging for something.
And yeah, depending on what's his hand, like this is a very interesting place you put yourself in because we don't see any um negates that you could actually play, and you're tapped out right now. So he didn't
Yeah, I've
combo
got a
up
lot
though.
of combo power, and I'm just kind of counting on him. I know his play style well enough to know he's not going to go super aggro this turn. So I gambled, and based on I think I've got 2 super combos at least. I can see 2 right now.
Mhm.
So I'm yeah, I'm gambling, but I feel okay. I'm not. I've played Big Steve enough to just I know how he typically how he typically plays, and he's not going to go for the throat at this point in the game in most circumstances.
Does Steve have 2 different colors for his Z deck, or 2 different sleeves?
I think some of them are not even sleeved.
Yeah, it's fine. It's look.
I thought it was like an acrylic case at first. Like, oh, he's playing something special. Okay, and I was like, no, that's 2 different sleeves.
Because like here, I'm gonna have to tap out to play the Realm of the Gods SCR, which is just putting me right back in the same situation. But at least this time his board is wiped. I don't
Yeah,
have to worry
but he has
about that.
5 open energy. So like, are you just playing it literally just to board wipe and then
I'm playing it
pass turn with no energy?
to get rid of the boo and to get him in kill range of the 8 drop Gogeta from set, or the 8 drop Vegito from set 10.
Yeah,
Because he's got 4 life right now. I
yeah,
need to get rid of that boo, and I need to get him down to 3 so that he's in kill range of the 8 drop.
yeah. My only concern with that though is like, is it? And you're going for it. So like,
I'll get rid of the damn boo is the problem.
but against a blue deck like this, that could just reestablish that Majin Buu. Were you confident in your hand? I'm saying because like you're tapped out.
No, yeah, no, I feel pretty good in terms of like being able to finish him the next turn. And you all mock me for this, but I really do wish I had sided for the purposes of blue a couple copies of Strats of U7. I know Fluff hates that card, but I do think it's worth sideboarding against blue.
Especially against a deck that will play a Majin Buu. The question is knowing what blue decks you're playing against, and is if that's a good one. That's
Yeah,
a
I
good
saw that
card.
and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be this is gonna be tricky.
That's a good card. I like seeing that card. Because like here, if you negate, you lose your Vegito. And I think it's buried to flex, so like it's protected. Like you can't play, you can't even, you don't have the energy to evolve anyways. But it like
No, and I don't think I think I play an I don't see an imposing in my hand right now. So I'm curious to see how this plays out.
also future reference for comment sakes, Vegeta is out of the game. Matt doesn't play overruns, I don't think, so it's fine being the drop. Your
Oh,
Vegeta,
I don't have a drop. So, or do I have a drop?
you have a drop.
Yeah.
Okay, I put it in the wrong place. Yeah.
I'm really curious what Steve's hand is because like we see your hand a lot. We just don't see Steve's right now, and like him just comboing 1 card against that massive hand. Like I feel like that's an opportunity to either get rid of cards from your hand and go for like the game if he could, but I just don't know how many cards he has currently.
He doesn't have a lot. I mean, he's got like 8 or 9, but it's not like one of those just abusive blue hands.
And sorry, Gotenks is only if you negate its attack, I think.
Mm-hmm. My time's playing against Steve, playing SS3. He tends to have a pretty light hand. I don't think he runs draw apes. I think he really relies on his draws coming from throwing down Goku Calamity Challengers and his Kais, just to kind of make the cards that are in his hand better and not so much a fat hand. But I could be completely wrong about that. I think we have discussed running the apes within his list.
Also, he plays the Vegeta super combo, and like if he blindly charges an ape off of that hurts him, I think.
Oh yeah, I know he does run Zeno
Okay.
in some capacity, which is a must for SS3.
Yes.
So right now, I have a yellow Goku charged, and at this point, I'm like, if I do not get an Almighty Resistance play this turn, I'm done. So here this takes a minute to get through the various autos of my Vegito and his counterplay card. And I played the Vegito knowing that it would likely get counterplayed and bounced, but really what I wanted was the draw two to just dig for an Almighty Resistance.
Yeah, and I think me and Jimmy are playing this round actually, and we have to pause real quick so he can help go through these interactions.
Yeah. The interaction here was questioning at what timing the Vegito would go back to hand. And that would be after it's played because it's in the auto window and not the counterplay window. So the 5-drop Union Vegito that it evolved on top of will go to the drop area as well as the cards stacked under it, instead of the 7-drop going back to the hand and then the 5-drop staying there because it never come into play. Which
would have been wonderful to have all three of those cards in hand for combo fodder on the term I know I'm going for game, but that's sadly not how it was going to play out.
I don't even think that that activate main / battle is once per turn, so you could have probably just slammed the Vegito again in that case. Which I don't know if you want to tap that many energy for it, but still.
No, and here I think I am just bound and determined to get the 8-drop out. He's at 3 life. Again, which is why I played the Realm of the Gods Vegeta the turn before to get him in kill range. So we've got my 8-drop. It's got Barrier. It's got Deflect. I've got an open yellow energy, as you see on the bottom. And I believe I have a singular yellow card in hand. So now I'm just trying to bait out that counter for Almighty Resistance.
And for future reference, just make sure you shuffle the deck after that top 7 search.
Oh, did I not shuffle?
No, not that time. You didn't.
Ah, crap.
You put the cards at the bottom of the deck, so like you're not drawing things you've already saw. But just for future reference. And having that Almighty Resistance ready to go helps out a lot, especially on one that he took a life for.
He has not taken it yet. I'm about to tell him to take it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember having to go back and look at this.
I probably would have been better off with him not taking it because if it. But I mean, it's a broken game state if he doesn't take the life.
Yeah.
So he's taking the life, and now we're just in counting phase. And if memory serves, I think we both get to 90. So, but it was very, very close.
Yeah, being this close to the end of the video looks like you did end up getting the match. Wow, did you play 3 of those? What the heck? Oh no, just okay. There's 2 there. I was like, I thought I saw 3 of them. Like, wow, okay. But yeah, no, like, yeah, there's Hatch right there. Overall, fantastic match. Kudos, Matt. Because of this, you actually got 2nd place, which is pretty nice, which ultimately means Jimmy in the end got 1st place. So
I was also 3-0.
Yeah,
and I bribed Jimmy for the winner card. I brought the NWO ref out to fast count.
It wasn't even just a bribe. You literally just gave him like.
You gave me a $40 card for a $4 winner card, and I still feel bad about it.
$40 card that I hated, and I just loathed the card. I wanted it out of my collection, so I was. And it was like reenacted the finger poke of doom. Jimmy and I played an imaginary 4th round, and Jimmy laid down, and I got the 3 count. So I declared myself, quote unquote, El Champion.
And with that being said, thank you for tuning in. Keep in mind, this button's down below. Feel free to click there for a reason. And like always, read your cards, know your place, and fluff out.